Welcome to Prime Space, a Prime Coaching Academy podcast with your host, Elias Scultori. And hello, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Prime Space. It's wonderful to have you here, and I have a surprise for you today. I'm not alone. I have a guest, and a very, very, very special and dear guest, my friend, Amy Ruppert Donovan. Hello, Amy.
Hello, Elias. Friend and colleague.
Friend and colleague. Colleague and friend. Which one comes first? I don't know.
I don't know. They're so intertwined, hard to tell.
That's fantastic. Amy, thank you so much for being here. For those of you who are listening and getting to know Prime Coaching Academy, Prime Space, Elias, Amy and I have been working together for quite a few years now. And I don't know, Amy, we hit it off.
Like a house on fire, Elias. I don't know. Some strange force brought us together, and it's we've been making history ever since.
I know, and I am so delighted that we were able to make this partnership, and I so appreciate all the collaborations. And for those of you who are listening, Amy is, yes, she is my business partner. We've co-created Prime Coaching Academy, but Amy has become more than that. Amy is she is the person that refers me to Netflix shows and cooking recipes, and we talk politics, and we solve the problems of the world.
Dating advice.
Oh my gosh.
Advice there.
So lots happen when we come together, and we have a lot of fun. And I hope that we are doing some good work as well. And we are one thing that it's so beautiful to see, Amy, is like we are very much in sync to our passion towards coaching and what we want to bring and provide to the community. And this whole aspect of the focus on the art and the science of coaching, and the balance between the art and the science, the form and the flow, that I like to say, it's very dear to me, and clearly very dear to you. And we have built a whole program around this art and science of coaching. But let me say one thing to all of you that are listening and perhaps are not quite familiar with Amy. Amy is not just a longtime coach. She is one of the pioneers of the coaching industry. Do you know this little thing called like the ICF core competencies? It's a small thing that just happens to be the backbone of what we do, right? Right now, if you are new to coaching, you have what we call the updated version of the ICF core competencies that came out, I think what was it, 2019, I believe? I don't remember.
So, yeah.
So this is the updated version that we have. But prior to that, the original version, which is not much different than what we have right now, it was the updated version is a streamlined. The language is a little bit more refined and clear. But the original version of the ICF core competencies, who was one of the people there in the room creating those ICF core competencies? Of course, Amy Ruppert Donovan. So I just want to point this out, because the ICF core competencies is truly the backbone of the coaching profession. Everything that we do comes from these core competencies. Every aspect of what we do as a coaching industry, some way or another, comes from these core competencies. And here we have someone that was there in the room, coming together with other coaches in creating this. So, Amy, I say this and I put a lot of emphasis there because I don't think it's possible for us to quantify the impact that you have made in the coaching industry at large to this day.
Well, thank you for that, Elias. Of course, at the time, we didn't know, right, what we were creating, because it was at that time 8 schools that came together to create these, and there were a couple of representatives from each school. I think it was 2 from each school, so a total of 16 of us. And wasn't just the core competencies; it was how do we measure them as well, and monitor the effectiveness of them. How do you gauge that, right? So it was a big conversation. We had no idea where it was going to go, but we knew it was necessary for us to be a self-governing profession.
That's fantastic. And there you started together with all of these other coaches, this important work that we have that follows us to this day. So I thank you for that. I wonder, Amy, how was it like back then?
Well, back then, when we entered the room, so to speak, metaphorically speaking, it everybody was pretty well siloed at that point. Each school, we all thought we were doing our own thing. We had no idea how much crossover there was, and so everybody came into the room kind of expecting to, and I don't want to use the word guard your turf, but to be able to, elicit your own ideas and get them into the room, into what's going on. And we started general conversations about things, but as time went on, what we learned was we were all doing the same thing. We just had different vernacular, right? And so we had to learn, okay, what does this really mean? When we say this, what does this really mean? And we took ourselves to task. And with that said, we came up with the core competencies because we realized this was universal amongst all of us as to what we were doing and what we were up to.
I've heard you tell this story before, and what I think it's remarkable about that, and remarkable about all of these individuals, you included, is the openness that you at some point got to, okay, I may be verbalizing this differently. I may have very strong opinions about this particular way of doing things. Mm-hmm. However, can I stretch myself and listen to the other? Can I put myself in the position of learning from the other? Can I be able to express what I am saying here differently? Can I see this through a different lens, with a different light? That is huge to me, not only for coaching, but to me is huge for any group that comes together. And remarkable that you were able to achieve that.
Yeah. I think when we look at this at the end of the day, what this was, and I think this is what everybody feels when they learn what coaching is and they come into coaching. This is the way human beings are meant to interact. This is in our hearts and souls as human beings to collaborate in that way. Look at human history, right? Clans and groups of people always coming together throughout history in various ways and collaborating and working together and depending on one another to create and build something better and greater. Coaching, I think, is one of the best examples we have in the world of how human beings are intended to live in harmony together.
Oh my gosh, we are going to encapsulate this last few seconds that you just said right now. And I'm going to be putting that on replay over and over again, because this is at the core of everything that we do, right? I keep saying I just gave a presentation to ICF South Florida, and we were talking about the core competency number 3, establishes and maintains agreement. And oftentimes, especially nowadays, when we talk about that particular competency, it's all about the markers, and I need to ask this question, and I need to ask the other. And I was sharing with the participants that if you pay attention to what is behind this competency and what is behind these markers, this is about human interaction. anything. If you want to write a book, if you want to have a speech, if you want to have a conversation with someone, if you want to have a relationship with someone, there needs to have an agreement. There needs to have an intentionality. That's what this is all about. So everything that we do in coaching is grounded, comes from the natural human interaction that we are all seeking. Thank you for that.
And that's what happened in that room, right? We were all, we came into this, we knew something remarkable was happening when I found coaching, when everybody else at that time found coaching. We didn't know where it was going. There weren't many of us, but we knew there was something special going on here. I'll take you right up to present day. Elias, you and I have worked with multiple organizational groups and taught them coaching. You can see people just sink into it like, yeah, this is the way we're intended to be. It just makes sense. And I look at so many things now that I've been in this coaching thing for almost 30 years. And I look at so many things in our world and I say, boy, just a couple droppers full of coaching into that mix would make such a difference. I was just watching something this morning about the epidemic of loneliness and isolation in or globally we have this. Wow. What if everybody had a coach? What would that look like? So there's so many things that coaching can address, but I think at the core of all of it, it's how we are intended to live in harmony as human beings.
Thank you for this. Thank you for this reminder. I'm listening to you here and I'm thinking even within our industry today, how much of that perhaps we have forgotten a little bit, and we need to remind ourselves of what this is truly about, what we're here for. Thank you for reminding us and bringing us back to the core, anchoring us to the core of what we truly do here, and this beautiful mindset of the coaching profession. Thank you so much, Amy. And for all of you listening, Amy is going to be like the primary guest, the recurring appearance. I don't know how to put the title here. She is going to be showing up all the time because, as you can see, she has a lot to offer and a lot to share with us here. And so thank you so much for being here, Amy. And any final words you want to say today?
No,
you're going to have lots to say after.
Thanking me for being here. I'm not going anywhere, Elias. It's you and me, buddy.
Yes, exactly. So everybody, thank you so much for listening. I hope that this has been valuable to you. And please subscribe and review. Go to Apple Music, Spotify, and not only click on the stars over there, give us a 5-star, but don't forget to give a review as well. It's always very important. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.